guys, it's your boy, Barca Boy 103. Today we're going to be reacting to the Barcelona news over the past 24 hours. The Erling Haaland operation is almost ruled out. The vice president of the club came out saying that the operation is difficult, it will cripple the club financially, and right now Barcelona see it as almost ruled out. And with that being said, they have to look for that backup option now. Rafinha could be an option, Darwin Núñez, we're hearing other players as well. But along with the striker, another priority for the club this summer is to sign a left back. We have a big list of possible left backs coming in to compete and hopefully replace Jordi Alba in the future. Jose Gaya, Grimaldo, Reguilon, Angelino, so much more. And finally, we have some more details and more exact figures about the Spotify deal and how Barcelona are now looking for a new sleeve sponsor for next season. But before we get into it, make sure you guys smash that like button down below. Let's try to get the 300 likes in this video. It'll be very much appreciated. Also, make sure you hit the subscribe button down below if you haven't already, and let's get into it. Let's start off with the transfer news over the past 24 hours. The first player, of course, that we've been linked with is Erling Haaland. No news in particular, but we had some actual quotes coming in from the club. Now, Rafael Uste and Jordi Cruyff were at the Europa League draw the other day, of course, and they were both asked about the draw, what they think, yada yada yada. But then Rafael Uste, of course, the vice president of Barcelona, the right hand man of Juan Laporta, was asked about Erling Haaland. He said that Erling Haaland almost is ruled out. We take care of raising the club. I can't say that the operation like Erling Haaland is ruled out because in football everything goes fast, but it's still very difficult. We can't carry out an operation that would endanger the club. So again, what's happening right now is that Erling Haaland is demanding too much money on a small contract. What Erling Haaland and his agent Renewal want is a fat, contract right now and only a 3-year deal. If it was maybe a 5, a 6, Barcelona would be more interested, but they want a short-term contract, and that's going to hurt Barcelona in the long term. Of course, if we send every single penny we have, we can afford Erling Haaland, but then in 3 years, he could leave for free. And that's the problem. It endangers the club, endangers the situation that we have right now. And that's why now Juan Laporta is a bit, doubting the operation. But we're still hearing from reports saying that, Laporta low-key still thinks he's in the race. He still thinks he can get the job done, bring Erling Haaland to Barcelona this summer. But again, Man City are offering the money he wants, the contract that he wants, and, of course, have a attracting sporting project. Real Madrid are offering a bit less money than Man City, but are still in the race as well. So it's looking like it's going to be very difficult with the amount of money and the length of the contract. It looks like this deal will not happen, but again, in football, never say never. So with the operation for Erling Haaland looking more and more difficult by each and passing day, the club now are looking at plan B options to bring in a new striker at Barcelona. We've been linked with a few. Firstly is Darwin Núñez from Benfica. Mateo Morito from Sky Sports came out saying that Benfica won at least 75 million euros for Darwin Núñez. Until now, no club has made an official offer for him, but many are interested. So he's going to cost the same amount as Erling Haaland, but of course his wages will be way less, and his contract length will be way longer. So I think he's an option. I think 75 is a bit too much. You can get Lautaro Martinez for that same price, I think. So, of course, he is younger. He is doing well this season. I know a lot of you culés really like him and want him to come to Barcelona, but the operation is difficult. So, wait and see. I don't think he's, the exact backup option. He could be a plan C or a plan D, but right now he may be just too expensive for Barcelona, and of course, it will be a big risk. He could come in and flop, so we'll have to wait and see. One of the main targets right now, though, is Rafinha from Leeds. Fabrizio Romano came out saying that Rafinha will have a release clause of around 25 million euros if Leeds get relegated. His agent is Deco, and Barcelona already discussed a possible transfer. Liverpool are also interested. Chelsea were in the front runners, but with their current situation now, it looks very difficult. So if Leeds get relegated, he'll be available for cheap. If they don't, he'll be available for around the same price as Darwin Núñez, around 60 to 70 million euros. If they get relegated, this deal could happen. I think he's a great player, but if they don't get relegated, he'll be the same price as Anthony from Ajax, and I much rather him than, of course, Rafinha, but we'll wait and see. Right now, Leeds are doing well. It looks like they're going to stay up, but again, in the Premier League, anything can happen. So if Leeds get relegated, keep your eyes on the Rafinha deal, but if not, very unlikely it will happen. Now, staying in the Premier League, another Premier League winger is Marcus Rashford. Samuel Luckhurst from the Manchester Evening News came out saying that Barcelona, among other clubs, are interested in Marcus Rashford. His contract with Manchester United ends in 2023, and his future at the English club remains uncertain. Marcus Rashford is one of the most overrated footballers I've ever seen. I think he is absolutely garbage. And of course, he's English. He goes anywhere outside the Premier League, he will flop 100%. And also, this is just news to get a new contract. There is no way he wants to leave Manchester United. He's, one of the most iconic players there. He came through the academy. He's so well known in England. No chance he'll leave. If he leaves, he'll go to another English club. He will not leave England. No chance. So this is just a bunch of crap news, but again, it's coming in from a reliable source, but again, more so to get him a new contract at Manchester United rather than leaving the actual club. Now, along with a striker, another priority for Barcelona in the summer is to reinforce the left back position, and we have been linked with so many left backs over the past 24 hours. First is coming in from Mundo Deportivo. They came out saying that Barcelona are looking to sign a left back for next season. Jose Gaya was the priority, but his signing is getting very complicated. The alternative options are as follows: Alex Grimaldo, Angelino, Javi Galan, and Sergio Reguilon. Let's go now and talk about all the options. Firstly, quick update on Jose Gaya. Mundo Deportivo came out saying that Jose Gaya's signing is getting very complicated. It is very difficult for him to coincide in the same team as Jordi Alba. They both aspire to be starters. He's also close to renewing his contract with Valencia and would cost a lot. Romano also came out back in that statement as well, saying Jose Gaya has been on Barcelona's agenda for months, but it is a complicated operation. Valencia are pushing to extend his contract in the coming weeks. Talks ongoing with the renewal offer on the table. It is now up to the player to decide. So apparently Jose Gaya does not want to come in as a backup for Jordi Alba. He wants to come in as a starter, and that's why the operation is difficult, but he's still the dream option for me. I think now the deal's looking a bit more difficult. He wants to be a Valencia man all his life, so fair enough to him. So now we're going to have to start looking for backup options. So right now, second place in line is, of course, Alex Grimaldo. Mundo Deportivo came out saying that Alex Grimaldo is the one Barcelona have been working on the most. Jordi Cruyff watched him against Ajax. His contract ends in 2023 and could be signed for a low cost. He's willing to take the step forward in his career. And also Benfica want to get rid of him as well. He's on big wages there and they want to get rid of him to lower that wage bill. So Grimaldo right now is a really good option. I would take him. I think he's fantastic. Of course, former La Masia player as well. I saw him a bit under Luis Enrique back in 2014. I think him coming back would be fantastic. It'd be cheap, and of course he won't mind being the backup for Jordi Alba for like a year or two and then become the actual starter himself. Next option is, of course, Angelino. We've been linked with him a lot over the past few years. Mundo Deportivo came out saying that Angelino is also rated highly by Barcelona, but the problem is that he has 3 years left on his contract with RB Leipzig, and Barcelona don't want to break the bank for a left back. His offensive ability and experience is very valued. Of course, Angelino more so of a wing back, but again, when you play as a wing back, that basically means you're a left back at Barcelona. They both coincide very evenly. I think Angelino as a backup for Grimaldo would not be that bad, but again, still has a little bit of way goes on his contract with RB Leipzig. He would cost a hefty price. We're hearing like 30-40 million euros, and that's of course way out of Barcelona's budget for a backup left back. Next up is Sergio Reguilon. Now, Gerard Romero came out saying that Sergio Reguilon has been offered to Barcelona by his agent. Romano came out back in that statement as well, saying that Barcelona are indeed keeping tabs on Sergio Reguilon's situation, but there are other top European clubs in the race as well. Real Madrid do have a buyback clause for Reguilon available this summer for around 40 million euros. Now, I think Reguilon, same thing I said about Marcus Rashford, I think he's absolutely dreadful. I think for the past 2 seasons at Tottenham, he's been very poor. I would not take him at Barcelona. Of course, he's a former Real Madrid player, academy player even. We all remember the Clasico a few years ago when Arturo Vidal sent him to the shops. I don't want this guy at Barcelona. Even if he's like a 10th option, I still wouldn't take him. And looks like we are going to be not taking him as well, because Javi Miguel from AES came out saying that Barcelona coaches do not contemplate the signing of Sergio Reguilon. So apparently Chavi is not, a big fan of Reguilon. So in the end, he will not be coming to Barcelona. And it does look like that Angelino and Grimaldo are very liked by the coaching staff. So in the end, it'll be one of those two. It will not be Reguilon. And finally is the left back from Celta Vigo, Javi Galan. Mundo Deportivo came out saying that Javi Galan is a personal bet by Chavi. The coach likes him a lot. He arrived in the first division last season but has shown great levels. Galan would be a low-cost signing, but he'd have the full confidence of Chavi. So this guy right here, Javi Galan, plays for Celta Vigo, of course. He's, the hidden talent that Chavi's been watching. If Chavi wants to bet on a really low cost signing and no one knows, which of course I do not know until up in this point, Javi Galan would be the option. So keep your eyes on him. Apparently Chavi really likes him. He's a great left back in the league. I think he has like the most duels won or something like that. I saw a stat about that the other day. So a very decent player. So we're gonna have to wait and see what happens in that left back position. Right now I'd say Grimaldo's number 1. I'd say Javi Galan is number 2, and then maybe Angelino and Reguilon Reguilon and all those backup options would be number 3, number 4, number 5. So we'll have to wait and see. But again, the left back will cost money and it will depend on the Erling Haaland operation. If we go with it, then maybe having Haaland is most likely. If we don't, we got that little bit extra money to spend and we could go for Ronaldo. And lastly, we've been looking with the right back as well, and that is Danilo from Juventus. Gabriel Sanz from Mundo Deportivo came out saying that Barcelona considers Danilo as an option. He's a versatile player and experience is valued. However, an operation would be very complicated. He has a contract with Juventus until June 2024 and would cost a lot. Juventus right now are working on his renewal. So pretty much, this is a player that Barcelona like, but in the end, he will not be coming to Barcelona, especially with Mazzuari on the verge of coming. And then we have Dani Alves, Dest. We don't need another right back, but apparently in this report as well, Barcelona see him as a right back, a left back, and a center back, but you have Azpilicueta coming into doing that, so this makes no sense whatsoever. In the end, Barcelona like Danilo, but he will be coming to Barcelona. Now, of course, the two players right now who are on the verge of joining Barcelona on a free transfer is Andreas Christensen and Franck Kessie, and we do have a quick update about these two deals. Firstly, on Christensen coming in from Chavi Campos from TV3, he's come out saying that during the conversation that Chavi had with Cesar Azpilicueta, the coach took the opportunity and asked him more about Andreas Christensen and his personality, and the reference was very good, and thus Chavi approved the Danish signing. So apparently Barcelona on the board wanted to go get Christensen. Chavi was not really in favor of it. He talked with Azpilicueta, and then after that he gave the green light, he gave the thumbs up. So does that mean that Azpilicueta is joining Barcelona? I have no idea. His deal right now is still in the year 50-50, but Christensen, very likely, 99% chance will be joining Barcelona this summer. Next one, of course, is Franck Kessie. Fabrizio Romano came out saying that Franck Kessie received 2 offers from English clubs who were ready to pay a higher salary than Barcelona, but Chavi made the difference. He tempted Kessie with the project by calling him multiple times, and also Yaya Toure called him as well to convince him to join Barcelona. So apparently Kessie has way better deals from the Premier League, but with the project and the convincing of Chavi and Yaya Toure, he now wants to join Barcelona. Let's now discuss the players who have been rumored to leave Barcelona over the past 24 hours. There's quite a few. Firstly, Felipe Coutinho, a player out on loan from Barcelona. Sport have come out saying that Felipe Coutinho is showing a great level after returning to the Premier League. Aston Villa have a €40 million buy option. Steven Gerrard is very happy with him, but other English clubs are also interested in signing him. Arsenal and Tottenham are one of those clubs. And also, Fabrizio Romano came out back in that statement as well, saying that Steven Gerrard loves Felipe Coutinho and told the Aston Villa board to sign him permanently. In April/May time, they will renegotiate Coutinho's salary. The Brazilian is very happy at Aston Villa, and Barcelona want to let him go. If we can get 40 million for him, that'd be so. I think with other teams being interested now, I think we can get that 40 million euros. But if it's just Aston Villa and Barcelona, I think they would have negotiated that down to probably 25 plus variables or 30 plus variables. But now it's all about Coutinho taking a wage cut at Aston Villa, which he will do so according to reports. Looks like Coutinho will be leaving the club this summer. Of course, remember, he has 1 year left on his contract, so either this summer we get rid of him or he'll leave next summer for free. And it does look like right now that he will be leaving Barcelona this summer, and Barcelona will receive a big fee. Another player out on loan is, of course, Inaki Peña. Sport came out saying that Galatasaray want to discuss the possibility of continuing with Inaki Peña with Barcelona. They are very happy with him, but they know that it will be very difficult because Inaki Peña himself wants to return to Barcelona and join the team in a top 5 league next season. So apparently Inaki Peña wants to be the backup option for Marc-Andre ter Stegen next season. So again, all these reports about being linked with the goalkeeper, very unlikely, but Galatasaray very happy with Inaki Peña and want to keep him longer. But in the end, like Inaki Peña came out saying multiple times in press conferences, his goal will be returning to Barcelona, and it is very likely that he will be the backup option for Marc-Andre ter Stegen next season. Now, a player on loan at Barcelona is, of course, Adama Traore. We have an update about that deal. Fabrizio Romano came out saying that Barcelona are very happy with Adama Traore, but are unlikely to pay the 30 million buy option for him. They want to negotiate with Wolves, and Trincao could enter the deal. Ricky Puig is another option as well, who could be discussed in this operation. What did I tell you guys back in January? I cannot see Barcelona spending so much money on Adama Traore. Even now, he gets 10 goals and 10 assists this season. I don't think they will. I think he's performing very well overall. A bit of a down, in form right now over the past few games. But I think that Chavi will really push for his signing. And again, I think Chavi would rather have Adama in the team than Trincao. We're looking at right now a Trincao, Ricky Puig for Adama swap deal, which I think is a bit too much, but apparently Wolves don't really fancy Trincao right now. But again, Jorge Mendes is the agent of Trincao, Adama, and of course he owns part of Wolves as well and has a great relationship with Juan Laporta. So in the end, I think that Adama Traore will be staying at Barcelona for the foreseeable future, and Trincao will not be. The question is, how will this deal get done? Now, lastly, a player that Barcelona want to get rid of no matter what, loan, sale, whatever it may be, is of course Samuel Umtiti. Sport came out saying that Barcelona wants Samuel Umtiti to leave in the summer, but they are pessimistic about his departure. The player is aware that if he goes out and plays regularly, his physical problems will come to light. So apparently, Umtiti is so garbage that he is scared that if he leaves Barcelona, he'll be exposed and then he'll have to be like forced to retire. He'd rather sit at Barcelona, get injured here and there, play one game a season, and get his paycheck. My freaking god, man. If Umtiti does not leave this summer, I'm gonna lose my mind. At least like relegate him to Barca B or something, man. Like, he's played one game this season. He will play one game this season. When he comes back from injury, the season will be pretty much be over unless Chavi is really nice and gives him, a runabout in the Camp Nou in the final game of the season. I don't see Umtiti playing again this season. I mean, for the greater good of his career, he has to go, but apparently he's scared that if he goes, let's say, for example, to Lyon, he'll be trash and then they'll, send him back to Barcelona. That's what he's scared of. So we'll wait and see. But the club really want to get rid of Umtiti this summer, and Umtiti also want to leave as well, but they are scared that he's going to flop. Let's now discuss some contract renewal updates around the first team at Barcelona. Firstly, on the contract renewal of Roberto, and there have been some big advancements over the past 24 hours. Firstly, coming in from Mundo Deportivo, they've come out saying that Roberto is already looking for options outside Barcelona. His priority is to stay and is waiting for the club's offer, which isn't coming, and Barcelona don't want to renew him because his salary is amongst the highest in the team. Sport came out saying that everything indicates that Roberto will not be continuing at Barcelona next season, and it is because of his high salary is a big issue, but Roberto has an offer from Atletico Madrid on the table, which could very well be his destination. So Roberto, very, very unlikely to stay at Barcelona, but right now he has an offer on the table from Atletico Madrid. Mateo Morito from Sky Sports came out back in that statement as well, saying Atletico Madrid are interested in Sergio Roberto, but nothing is advanced so far. A renewal of Barcelona is still very difficult, but not completely ruled out quite yet. So again, what we're hearing is that Atletico Madrid see Roberto as a market opportunity, like how we see from Kesse, Christensen, Mazuari, Azpilicueta. Those are good players. Market opportunities are going to be for free. They come in for next to nothing. And Atletico Madrid see Roberto in the exact same light. Not a priority, but him being free would be a decent option for them. And of course, it is a market opportunity. Now, Gabriel Sanz from Mundo Deportivo came out saying that Sergio Roberto's future could well be resolved this week. After 3.5 months without any contacts, Barcelona have finally scheduled a meeting with his agent. The player wants to listen to Barcelona first before deciding his future. The negotiations were stalled for a long time since the offer was made back in December was too low. Roberto accepted to lower his salary and defer it, but did not accept that so much. He interpreted it as an invitation from the club to leave. So Roberto, when he got that contract offer in December, it was so low, he thought that Barcelona was saying, you know what, we want you to leave, pretty much. That's what he thought from that contract renewal, and that's why they haven't talked since. And Barcelona saying, look, you're a backup, you're a squad player. We're not going to give you 200K a week. Here's 80K a week, take it or leave it. But now the club have scheduled a meeting with his agent this week to figure out the future. So again, we'll get some big news about Roberto this week. Will he leave Barcelona or will he go to Atletico Madrid? Right now, both are options, but with Franck Kesse coming in, it is pushing more to the fact that Roberto will leave the club this summer. And again, he does have a contract offer on the table from Atletico Madrid. The next and final contract renewal update is on the contract renewal of Ronald Araujo coming in from Sport. They've come out saying that Barcelona have offered Araujo a salary of around 3 million euros per season. Araujo and his entourage do not understand Barcelona's offer. All they want is a fair proposal. But this week, there will be a meeting between the club and Araujo's agent. So this week, Barcelona have scheduled a meeting with Araujo's agent and Roberto's agent. And of course, it's an international break, so now we can get some wheels going. So Barcelona are offering 3 million per season, Arsenal are offering 6, and Manchester United are offering 8. So our offer is pretty damn low compared to the other clubs. I think if we can offer maybe 4, 4.5, or 5, he would stay. But again, the club are a little bit doubtful about Araujo. Of course, he has been playing too much over the past few days. His passing out from the back is not that good. And that's why the club don't really want to pay too much for him. They think he's a fantastic player and could be a player for the future. But there is that risk, and also there's no money in the club. And if Christensen's coming in on a free deal, coming in on 6-7 million euros per season, that is pretty much a slap in the face for Araujo as well. So by the way, see, of course, negotiations will happen this week, and hopefully the club can come to an agreement with Araujo. Maybe give him 3 million as a base salary, then 2 million in variables for games, goals, assists, clean sheets, all that sort of stuff. So I'll have to wait and see. But again, meeting this week with Araujo's entourage and also Roberto's entourage. Let's now discuss some of the news surrounding Barcelona over the past 24 hours. Firstly, we have some details about the Spotify sponsor deal with Barcelona. It's coming in from Fernando Polo of Mundo Deportivo, who is very, very, very close to the club. He's come out saying that Barcelona will receive 67.5 million euros per year fixed for the first 3 years from Spotify deal, plus another 2.5 million euros if there is a good practice on the part of the club in activating the contract. What does that mean? I have no idea. I think that means like, oh, we say Spotify Camp Now all the time, they'll give us an extra 2.5 million euros is what I'm thinking. Anyways, so 57.5 is for the shirt, 5 million is for the training kit, and 5 million is for the naming rights of the Camp Now. Spotify will also have the naming rights of the Camp Now for the next 6 years and paying 5 million euros per season. Then they'll have the option to extend that deal for 15 more years and pay 15 to 20 million euros per season. Once the Espai Barca project is completed, they also want an option to resell this asset, which is common. So again, for the naming rights, 5 million per season from now until Espai Barca is complete. But when Espai Barca is complete, they have the option to extend that deal for 15 more years to call it Spotify Camp Now. But with it being the new stadium, it will cost way more. It will cost between around 15 and 20 million euros per season. And lastly, the Barcelona board is satisfied with the agreement with Spotify, although the financial figures involved are decent but not the best in the market. Barcelona valued it as a very good deal at a level of the club's image and brand exposure. So overall, Barcelona are happy with the deal with Spotify. It's not the, the best in the world, but it's not terrible, and it's not in the medium ground. It's that, in that high level, but not the best. Of course, Barcelona already printed all the shirts for Spotify, did all the market exposure, they did all the branding. So when Spotify came back saying, look, we don't want to offer you guys that much money anymore, we want to offer you a bit less, Barcelona were kind of forced to, renegotiate, because in the end, it would have cost them way more money to fix all the branding, fix all the kits as well. So in the end, not the best deal in the world, but still very, very good for Barcelona. But the kit is not completed quite yet. There is still one part missing from the kit that Barcelona have to find very, very soon, and that is the sleeve sponsor for next season. Chavi Campos came out saying that there are in advanced negotiations for a sponsor on the sleeve for the first team jersey next season. Barcelona could generate around 15 million euros with the variables. Until now, the sponsor Beko pays around 12 million euros to Barcelona per season. So of course, we still need a sleeve sponsor for next season. It's supposed to be Polkadot, that cryptocurrency company, but now Juan Laporta is not a big fan of that. They're talking with someone else now. It's very, very close. 15 million euros per season plus variables. Of course, that is more than the Beko deal right now, 12 million euros. Overall, I think that Juan Laporta has done a very good job with the sponsor of the kit and also for the sleeve. But again, the sleeve needs to be done very, very soon. The kits are supposed to be coming out around May time, so we have now a month to get that sleeve sponsor sorted and again, generate more money for Barcelona. Now, apparently the board are kind of pissed off with the media as well by leaking all this information. Sport came out saying that Mateo Edimon and Jordi Cruyff are bothered and upset about the leaks that have appeared about the possible salaries of future Barcelona signings. To avoid similar circumstances, they have now decided to move some meetings out of the Camp Nou offices. So apparently the club are pretty pissed off that there have been a lot of leaks over the past few months. Of course, we're hearing about all the leaks coming out about Araujo's contract numbers, Gavi's contract numbers, Christensen, Kesse, and also for the Spotify deal as well. They don't want those numbers to leak, so what they're going to do now is hold meetings outside the Camp Nou. That way those internal sources will not get those information. Now the final topic that I want to discuss before I end off this video is give you guys an injury update on Serginho Dest. The club released a few days ago that he has suffered a left bicep femur injury and will be out for the foreseeable future. His recovery will depend on his availability, but Javi Miguel from AES came out saying that Serginho Dest is expected to be out for around 3 weeks. He is a serious doubt for the first leg against Eintracht Frankfurt in the Europa League. So he'll be out for the international break, and of course that first game back is Sevilla at home. So we will have Dani Alves for that game, but the problem is when we go to Eintracht Frankfurt, we don't have Dani Alves, and Dest is going to be our only right back, which means it'll be a 3 at the back, or we'll see Araujo or Mengueta at right back. So hopefully Dest can make that game, but again, he will be out for around 3 weeks. So that was my reaction to the Barcelona news over the past 24 hours. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to leave a like, and of course, leave your thoughts down below in the comments on everything we discussed. The main thing I want to know, firstly, about the Erling Haaland operation. I think it's pretty much done for Barcelona. I think there's still a little bit of hope. Secondly, on that backup for Haaland, who would you go with? Darwin Nunez, Rafinha, Lewandowski, Mo Salah. And finally, as that backup for Jordi Alba in the left back position, who would you go with? Grimaldo, Angelino, Galan, maybe even Reguilon. And of course, make sure you guys subscribe down below if you haven't already. And I'll see you guys next time on the channel. Take care and Forza Barca.
Yeah.